According to HBA statistics, it takes an average of 7 years for an elderly in Taiwan to go from bedridden to death. We have been thinking about what we can do to shorten this time span, to have the elders live in good health and enjoy their elderly lives.
Taiwan is becoming an aging society. The population over 65 is gradually rising. When people are moving towards old age, some of their body functions will begin to weaken. Therefore, having a set of integrated tools to objectively assess aging is rather necessary and precious. Icope, short for Integrated Care for Older People, is an integrated assessment tool for the health of the elderly. The tool contains cognition, mobility, nutrition, vision, hearing, depression, and more.
Usually, the physical functions of the elderly change very rapidly. When you notice a change in the elder's body functions, then there's an opportunity to do timely assessment and intervention to restore their physical functions.
By using the Icope scales, we can screen out some of the elderly people at high risk of malnourishment. The dietitian can improve the nutrition of these elders through intervention. Also, by working with coaches to provide elders with appropriate resistance training exercises, it can increase the muscle mass of the elderly and prevent the occurrence of sarcopenia.
We teach the elders to use their muscles properly so they can stand up more quickly and engage in more activities.
After my training here, whenever I hear a doorbell, I can quickly stand up and get the door, which is impossible back then. It has changed my life greatly. Everything I do now has become easier. When we know of this program, we have carefully considered whether the manpower of our clinic is adequate to carry out the Icope program. We also discussed with our administrative staff and health educators and reached agreement. During the process, the HPA also came to counsel us, and the new Taipei City Department of Health also gave us resources like literatures and elastic bands to assist us in the process of supporting the elderly. When we first started, we were actually quite intimidated because everything seems daunting. Of course, in the process of carrying out this program, we learned to find resources for patients and to integrate resources from government and private sectors. We found out that doing so can contribute to fulfilling the promise of aging in place. Sometimes the elders might not always be cooperative, so in those instances, we will try to further persuade the elders. For example, if it's a hearing problem, we'll ask them, why won't you participate in the hearing test? Some elders will decline, so we have to tell them that hearing is important because when you can hear your family, you can interact better with them and strengthen the bond. It'll also improve your mental wellness. In this situation, the elders would accept because in general, elders are lonely and wish to be happy with their family. In the Icope assessments, some cases will be determined with advanced aging status. In those cases, we'll distribute them to our personal case managers and they will arrange a follow-up schedule according to the subject's needs. When taking care of the elderly, family members are very important. During the care process, we hope to share the same goals and thoughts with them because we know the elders may not always remember the things that we tell them. So we think that in terms of communication, when it starts getting harder, we'll reach out to their family members for help. During the Icope implementation, we found that with the participation of family members, the elders are more likely to be motivated for their health and become more active. In primary healthcare settings, promotion of interventions to prevent disability and chronic diseases have also achieved considerable benefits in the past few years. The proportion of frail elderly patients has decreased by nearly 60% after intervention. By the year 2025, Taiwan will become a super-aged society. This means there will be more elderly populations than ever. The primary clinics happen to play a very important role because as the elderly ages further, it is not convenient for them to go to the hospitals anymore. All their children are also working, so this is a good time for primary clinics to start implementing the Icope process.
We have an elder which is 100 years old. When we were doing Icope screening, we found that her memories are fading. At that time, we had an activity to establish a community base, and we referred her to participate in activities there. In her memorial, her family members were very thankful to us. They said their mother passed away in peace. She was only bedridden for about 10 minutes. Compared to other elders in our data in the past 2 years, the woman has been participating in community activities and was very happy with her life.
Maybe it's just stubborn enthusiasm, or maybe it's because of those two successful cases that makes us keep on moving forward.